Welcome to Blood Pressure Monitors Not to Buy by Health After Retirement. I'm Leon, and this is my channel, Health After Retirement. And this is about my journey and story and the mistakes I've made along the way. I'm trying to recover from high blood pressure and being overweight and other things I've kind of come across along the way. And we're doing it all naturally. I was a practicing doctor of natural medicine and for 19 years. So basically, I don't really want to take the drugs to get there. And we're going to talk about today the blood pressure monitors that are not accurate. And so I wanted to start out with a blood pressure monitor that I first got. Once you go to somebody and they tell you your blood pressure is 180 or 110, first thing you're going to want to do is go get a blood pressure monitor, which is exactly what I did. And so I went to Walmart and picked up a blood pressure monitor. Now, the problem is this monitor, it doesn't have any plug-in, as you can see, no matter which side you look at, there's no plug-in for an electric cord. Now, the reason I mention this is really quite simple. You've got to have an electric cord for the monitor or it's just not going to work good. And so here's the story basically. I picked up this monitor and I used it for maybe around 3 months. And basically, as I was using it, it's a battery operated. And there was a little thing on there that would show you when the battery's starting to come down, and I would replace the batteries. And it looked like the monitor was showing my numbers getting lower. And I had lost 40 pounds from the middle of September to the middle of November. And I thought my pressure was getting better because the more I used the battery operated thing, it seemed like the better the numbers got. And so I made an appointment with the dentist and I went back and my blood pressure was still in the 170s over 105 to 110 range, which they weren't going to touch me again. And so basically, they told me the blood pressure monitors have to have an electrical source. Batteries just aren't good enough to give you accurate readings on a regular basis. And so what I did, which again was another mistake, I went back to Walmart and I got the only plug-in model they had, which was $130. And we'll go into that story at another time. So basically, I want to talk to you about the monitors that are not accurate. And so one is just a battery operated monitor. I don't care whose brand or what it is. It's not good enough to be used on a regular basis and give you accurate information. The other ones are the ones that you clip on your fingers. They're not accurate enough to give you good information and reliable so that you can depend on it. The other ones are the ones that go on your wrist, and they again are not accurate enough to give you reliable information. And then the other ones are the smartwatches, like this one and others. None of the smartwatches are accurate. And this one, in fact, I knew it wasn't accurate, but it never got over about 130. And that was about as high as it would go. And then on the bottom end, I don't think it ever got over 90. And that's when I was running pressures in the 170s or close to 110 range. And it isn't there. So currently, my pressure's been up a little bit. I'm running in the 130s over the 80s. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's not where I want to be. I was in the 120s or 80s, so I'm trying to make some adjustments to get that back where it belongs. But I wanted to make everybody aware that there are monitors out there that you're just wasting your money. I don't care where you get them, whether it's Amazon, Walmart, or some other store. Don't let anybody sell you on something that isn't going to work, because you got to be able to depend on those readings on a regular basis, and you can't do it with those type of monitors. So we'll talk about in the next video what type of blood pressure monitor that I'm currently using and what I like, but and give you some more tips on how to take your blood pressure accurately, because it's vitally important when you're dealing with blood pressure, which every senior should be taking their blood pressure on a regular basis, because you don't know when it's going to go up. And like I found out, I didn't not realize that I had high blood pressure because you can't feel it. There is no symptoms, no warning to it. I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel like there was a problem whatsoever. And so you got to take your blood pressure as you get older on a regular basis. And I had taken blood pressures for 19 years, and problem with using those type of devices is it's hard to do on yourself, because you've got to have two hands. You've got to have one to pump it up and then work the valve, and another one to use the stethoscope and try to listen and adjust the valve. And it's just very difficult. And that's why I wanted to use one of these monitors that everybody's moving toward. Even a lot of doctors have something like this. And so, but we've got to have the ones that are electric and plug in. So you've got to make sure you get that type. And we'll talk in the next video about what that type is and what they're doing and what I'm using. But I want to thank you for watching. Blood pressure monitors, not to buy. And we'll get into the details on what you should buy in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to this channel, because we've got a lot of information on health issues that have affected me. And if you have a health issue that maybe is affecting you, just write it below in the comments, and I'll take a look and see if we want to do a video to talk about it. Because doing this naturally is a little bit more difficult in some ways with something like as complicated as blood pressure, and it can be done, but it does take time and patience, so you got to understand that. And so thank you for watching Blood Pressure Monitors Not to Buy by Health After Retiring.